What's up, you guys? It's your girl Mel, and I'm back again for another video on my Soapbox channel. Thank you for everybody who's returning and who's subscribed to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. So today I'm going to be doing a story time. This is going to be my first story time for this channel. I did a couple on my old channel. And I've actually been waiting to do this story time for a long time, but I didn't want to do it right when it happened because I didn't want the guys to know that I was making a story time about him, just in case he felt some type of way about it. But now that it's over and it's been a couple months and summer has passed, I think it's safe for me to tell you guys this story. So as you can see in the title, this is going to be a story time about the worst date that I've ever been on. Robert. So okay, so I'm going to call him Robert. Robert asked me to go out on a date with him, and he had been pursuing me for quite some time. Usually that's how it goes, because typically, I don't know, I always find reasons not to go on dates. So, but here we were. I was ready. I was excited. He was going to take me to one of the places that he promotes. He was a club promoter or whatever. So I'm like, bet, this is amazing. The first stop of the night was supposed to be, we're going to a bar, then we're going to head to the after hours event at his club type situation. So I'm getting ready. I got cute, I was looking really good. Had my little black dress on. Makeup was done, face was beat, hair was laid. Okay, I was ready. She was ready to go. Okay, this is where it starts. This is how it starts. So first, he was supposed to pick me up, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember. Maybe it was 7. And he was supposed to come pick me up from my house. So here it is, about to be 7, and I'm ready to go. I'm very impatient like that. After I'm ready to go, once I'm dressed and if I'm not driving, I want to go where I'm going, because I'm just I look cute. My personality changes when I'm made up and I look good. I feel like everybody can relate. When you look good, it's just okay, where are we going? What we doing? I'm not trying to be in the house. Somebody has to see all of this. And at first he stops. He's not replying to my text anymore. At first he was just oh yeah, what's your address? And all this normal stuff. I'm like, okay, that's weird. He's not answering. And then he's almost 30 minutes after he's supposed to be there, he calls me and is oh, well, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to come get you. And at this point, I'm like, no, you can just turn around. It's all good. I have zero problems, canceling plans. If you're not going to be serious about coming to see me, and I didn't do all of this work, even if I do want to go out, I might find other plans, or I'm just going to tell you, no, it's all good, because I feel like you're not respecting my time at that point. It's one thing to be a couple minutes behind, or if you were to communicate to me, oh, I'm running behind, let's push back an hour, that's one thing that's considerate. But do not hit me up to be ready by a certain amount of time, because I take that seriously, because I want to show you that I respect you. And then he's calling me, and he's like, all right, I'm sorry, I'm running behind, I had to stay at work, da-da-da. I'm on my way to get you, I'm speeding on the highway, and I'm still no. I told him no 3 times, just go home, it's all good, don't worry about it. I'm already in my head, well, I'm not gonna be talking to him no more, or whatever. And then he just kept calling. He was like, come on. He was like, please go out with me. So I'm like, all right, I'm already dressed. If I wasn't dressed, if I didn't look as good as I did, I definitely would have been nah, it's a no for me, dog. But I ended up letting him come. So he gets there, even though he's an hour late. I slick had an attitude, because I don't like when people play with my time. But I got in the car, whatever, everything's good. And he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. And he was saying something. Oh, actually, yeah, we were going to that Skyline bar downtown. I think it's called Skyline. It's you go up super high to the top, and there's kind of a situation where you can get on a slide, and it's a glass floor or something like that. Something cool. So he ends up getting us 2 tickets, so I'm super excited. I'm like, this is bomb. I'm about to have a good night. I'm about to get some drinks. We're about to live our best life. And then when we get there, whatever, he pays for the valet. We get out the car. I'm like, all right, let's get started. At this point, I had shaken off my attitude, and I'm like, I'm going to make the best of tonight, because I'm here and I look good. So we get out, and then we go up to the counter, and then because he was late, they're like, oh, well, I'm so sorry, we took our last sky view or skyline people at X amount of time, you guys can't get on the slide anymore, but you can save your vouchers, which I think I still have the vouchers. So I might have to go, but it was like, oh, you can't do that, but you can go to the bar. So we went up to the bar, or like ordering different drinks or whatever, and you know, it was cool. Like, the view was beautiful, and overall was still like very pleased with where we were and the environment, so all was well. It was very good. So after that, like, everything is going well, and I'm like, alright, well, at least we're still going to be doing something else. So it kind of sucks that we didn't get to do what I actually really wanted to do, but either way it goes, it's all good. Then we start drinking a little bit, and then I start noticing he's throwing it back a couple too many. Okay, I'm just like, I'm feeling good. I know I'm feeling good. He's bigger than me, so I'm like, all right, well, maybe he just know how to handle his liquor, or whatever the case might be. And I'm just like, am I gonna need to call an Uber? But in the end, I guess he ended up being all right. I was all right. And we stayed there for a while, so I'm like, okay, whatever. And the place that we were going to was only like 20 minutes away, but yeah. So we get there, and everything is well. Like, I love to dance, so I'm out there, I'm dancing. Like, we bought more drinks. I'm like, yes, like, tonight ended up being fun. Like, maybe he's fun. So we start dancing. I'm dancing. I'm just having a good time, living my best life. And all was well for, like, I think the first hour. Once they start to wind down and, like, I don't know, I'm, like, chilling. I'm not quite ready to go yet, but the night is winding down. This is when everything takes a turn for the worst. Well, it already was turn for the worst when he was late, honestly, in my opinion. But it gets worse. It gets worse. So then some girl, like, we're like dancing together. Some girl walks up to both of us, but was like looking at him and doing all of this. The music was loud, so I was just like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And at this point, I'm not too invested, so I'm just like, whatever. He was like, oh, well, can I go talk to her for a second? I'm like, yeah, do whatever. Like, I'm having a great time. Do what you need to do. Go talk to baby girl. So he goes starts talking to her. And at this point, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm living my own life. Like, if you ever went out with me, you'll know I don't have no problem with dancing by myself and just living my best, complete life. So I just didn't care. But then it came to a point where now I'm ready to go. So I go to find him or whatever, and I tell him, like, let's go. I'm ready to go home. Yeah, I'm just ready to go. And he's like, all right, well, do you think we can wait for a little bit? And I'm just like, I really don't want to. I'm kind of ready to go right now. So he's like, okay. So we start walking up the stairs or whatever. Walking up the stairs to go out of the venue. And I start to hear some girl. It was the same girl. She starts yelling like, oh, no, you effing now. Oh, no, you fucking with this bitch. All this different crazy stuff. Like, she's saying a whole lot. But at this point, I'm just like, it doesn't matter to me because I know her problem is not with me. It's obviously with him. Because I don't know who she is. Where is my... Anyways, I'm Ray Charles to the bullshit, so I'm just like, I don't really care. So we're just walking to the car, and we walk past or whatever. Like, she's going crazy. Like, her friends are holding her back at the door, like, by the security. And she's, like, going crazy, acting like she's trying to fight him. And I'm just, like, sitting there, like, as long as she don't touch me, like, I asked the security guard, I'm like, can you just make sure that we get to the car? Like, can you just make sure that we get to the car and, yeah, and we'll be out of your hair or whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's no problem. So I start walking towards the car, and he follows me, and we go. Why out of nowhere, like, you just hear this girl, well, actually it's not out of nowhere because she was clearly crazy. She ran behind the guy and started hitting him in his head. Hitting him in the back of his head. And I just keep walking because I'm just like, I'm not about to get in a fight tonight. I'm just not, that's not what I'm here for. Like, I'm just trying to live my best life, trying to have a good time. Like, I'm just here to do me. So as if that wasn't enough, she stopped or whatever. Her friends came and got her, holding her back, and she's just screaming all types of stuff to him. I forgot what she said because it didn't matter to me. We get in the car. Then she runs out of nowhere. Like, she darts once we both get in the car. And he's like apologizing, saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this happened. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. Then she runs and she gets on the hood of his car. And he has a nice car. So I was just like, she's upset. Like, I don't know what he did to her, but she was fuming on top of his car, hitting the car. Then she gets off of the car, goes to the driver's side. The car doors wasn't locked apparently. She went through the back door, came through the back door of the driver's side, and started punching him in his head repeatedly. So at this point, I'm really like, I'm so over it. I'm like, please just take me home. Like, I know you're going through a lot, and I'm sorry that you just got hit in the head, but I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, this is too much drama, and I really just was not expecting all of this. So then he goes on to tell me, like, oh yeah, I invited her because like I thought we were still good and friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, that was so messy. Like, why would you even... I felt like for her to act the way that she did, like, clearly, like, they had something heavy going on, and for you to invite her to an event that you're bringing me to, like, you're putting me at jeopardy. What if she was trying to fight me? Then I'm gonna have to be the ratchet girl outside the club. No, I don't want to be that girl. I don't want my underwear all out. I don't want to be outside in the cold, on the concrete, rolling around, boobies out. Like, I just don't have time for that. That's not what I'm about. So he goes on to say that, and then eventually her friends and the security guard had got her out, and then we had just drove off. Like, he just, as soon as she was out, he drove off. And like, I was just like, ooh. I honestly didn't know what to say. What do you say when something like that happens on the first day? Like, what do you say? And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, that's the end of the story time. No, sadly, it's not. So we start to drive home, and we're on our way. And I'm just like, yes, like, I'm so happy I'm going home. At this point, I'm just trying to gather myself and prepare myself for the sleep I'm about to get tonight and take off my makeup. Like, I'm thinking I'm already elsewhere. I'm just elsewhere at this point, and I'm just in the car. So, but then I remember looking to the side of us, and I see a police car. Oh, no. And it's like, right, it's like a little bit of ahead of us, and we're like just steady going. Like, if this is a police car, this is us. So I'm like, we're about to get pulled over. As soon as I thought that, because I was like, why is he going so fast? I'm like, he must have really had too much to drink, which, if you're watching this, never ever, if you even have an inkling that somebody might have a drink, had one too many, do not get in the car with them, because it's not safe. But anyway, we kept going. Police car telling them to pull over, get off the freeway. So at this point, I think it's what, like 3, almost 4 in the morning, and I'm just like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't know if he has like some bad karma or what is going on today, but I'm just like, why am I here right now? So he gets pulled over. The lady tells him to step out the car, and I'm just sitting in the car. This search goes on, and she's like talking to him for almost an hour. Like, I think it was that long. I think it was like 30, at least 35 going on 45 minutes that I sat there waiting, thinking that like everything would be good, possibly. She's like asking him questions, trying to have him do the breathalyzer test, all of this stuff, just for her to come to the car and tell me, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're going to have to call an Uber, or you're going to have somebody take you home because we're about to impound this car. So I was just like, okay, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, like, here we are. So yeah, I called my Uber to go home, and after that, I really was just like, whoa, that's clearly over. Like, part of me didn't want to just be like, okay, like, maybe he was just having a really bad night, and it's just, everybody has bad nights. Like, maybe he was just having a bad night, I don't know. But, I strongly considered, like, never seeing him again after that. And I feel like I shouldn't have, but I ended up going to the movies with him. Like, he wanted to make it up. He wanted to make it up to me, so I ended up going to the movies with him, but that was like the last time that I think we hung out together. But yeah, man, like that was the worst day that I've ever been on. It just seemed like one thing after another. Like it just seemed like there was a cloud following us the whole night. So I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Once again, thank you for joining me on my channel. So Posh, go ahead and follow me on my IG at Melody Rain. And follow my music channel, that's also Melody Rain. I just put out a music video titled Beat Mine, and I will have the link to that music video in the description box. So until next time, lovers, stay posh.